What's up everyone, and I'm back with another video. Now, sometime last year, I made this video about a YouTube camera. I think it was like the best YouTube camera under $100. And basically I told you you're better off using your phone at that price point or looking for something used. And you know what? You know what, dude? None of you could handle the truth, man. Now this video here is actually gonna be the beginning of a budget YouTuber gear series. So yeah, today's video is about cameras. Let's get into it.
Look at my wrist, good look at my house. I can't wait till I can say that now. I'm looking for clout.
All right, so I'll add around $100 or less. Like, I'm still gonna stick to my guns, okay? I'm sorry if that disappoints you, but I still think that you should be using your phone. And if you don't have a phone that's like super HD or it's like a super nice phone, then I still recommend you go out and look for a used camera. Like, there's some used cameras out there. Like, it might take a little bit of work, but trust me, it's well worth it, because the camera that I got for $100 was like a great bang for your buck, great value camera. And I think there's still cameras to be found out there. All you gotta do is go on Amazon, look up certain cameras, like look up which cameras you're kind of interested in, and see if they have any used alternatives, because sometimes there's some great deals in there, especially if you get them in like good or like new condition. You're set to go. But if you're willing to spend a little bit more, I highly recommend the camera that you're seeing right now. Actually, the one that I'm using, it's the Sony a5100, and it's not the newest camera, but because of that, you know, the price has gone down a lot. I believe that the price of this camera is $400 with just the body only, and then you can purchase a lens, or you can buy it as a kit together for like $100 more, so $500. I'll pull up a little picture so you can see exactly how much it costs at the time of making this video. And just like everything goes, things have their pros and their cons. So let's get into the pros of this camera. All right, now I'm not gonna be super technical. I'm just talking about what value I personally get out of it. You know, I used to be into a lot of specs and stuff, but I don't really care so much about specs as much anymore, because, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It matters what you do with it. All right, now a pro for me is I think it looks really good. I think the video looks really good. I don't know what it is about Sony cameras, but they may not be the most flat, which may be what you're looking for as far as if you want to go color grade it. But, you know, the video looks great right out of the camera. I think the video comes out and it has these punchy colors. It has this nice saturation level to it. And yeah, I think the video just looks great. Okay, so if you're getting this camera and you're watching this video, I'm assuming that you don't know how to work manual. So that's why I'm keeping this in automatic. So this is what a vlog would look like in a grocery store. I've heard that maybe other cameras might be better for photos. You may want to consider that like a traditional DSLR, because this is a mirrorless lens. I heard that some Canon cameras actually have a sharper focus when it comes to the pictures. But yeah, the video itself, as far as YouTube, you know, we're doing videos look great. Okay, so this is me like with the sun behind me, so it probably won't look that great. So that's why you want to learn manual as soon as you can. But it's a little windy, so this will give you a good idea of what the camera microphone would sound like by itself without using an external mic or anything like that. Sun behind me, sun like right in my face. Maybe it's because this is a mirrorless camera and has a lot of focus pixels, whatever that means, but the focus on this is really fast. Like, look, my face is in focus right now. If I just dip it out, like, it's still in focus. When I come back in, it's in focus. Like, it finds focus really fast. I actually just ran out of memory in my other card, so I had to swap memory cards. So here we are back again. So like I was saying, yes, I don't know if it's a focus pixels in Sony cameras or just all mirrorless cameras, but it does focus really fast. For example, if I'm making a video and somebody calls me, I told you I'm making a video, okay? And then when I hop back in, I'm still in focus. Like other cameras, I think you've maybe seen in other YouTube videos, but like when somebody leaves and comes back, like it starts struggling to find the person. But this one does it super fast. Look, whoo, hello everyone. See? It's fast. The other thing is that this Sony a5100 has a flip up screen, which is really good for a lot of vloggers, or just like in this situation, I have it up right here so that I can see myself when I'm recording, so you don't have to have like an external monitor or do you know, some sort of monitor solution. For example, this is the a5100. It's very similar to an a6000, which is basically this camera, except that camera doesn't have a flip-up screen and it's made out of metal, so it feels a little more premium and it's a little more expensive, and it has a little viewfinder so that you can take pictures. This doesn't have that, but it has a flip-up camera, and so I think it's a little more tailored for these types of videos for YouTubers and vloggers and stuff like that. And it looks really good. I'm looking at it right now. It looks great. And the other thing is that this camera is pretty small. So that's a great thing. You know, the bigger the camera, the more it seems like a hassle to take it out or to carry it with you. And don't get me wrong, this is not like a super pocketable camera. You still have that lens sticking out. It's friendly enough. So if you just want to pick it up and go, you can definitely do it with this camera and make different types of content. So that's a huge plus that I think a lot of people overlook. Another cool feature that this camera has is that you can send your pictures from the camera to your smartphone using NFC. I have the Moto G5 Plus, so I don't know. I don't think that camera has NFC, but I'm just suddenly coming to the realization because it still works. I have to turn on the location on my phone, and it even works that way because I've shot pictures from my camera to my phone that way. So, you know, that's a really cool feature to have. For example, if you go to a baseball game, you go to a certain event and you take a picture with your camera, you can instantly send it to your phone, edit the picture on Instagram and upload it. And you can have a really, really nice post that way. Now, the best feature, my favorite feature, is the price. I think the price is a great camera. Now, I know $400 to $500 isn't a cheap camera for most people. I know it certainly isn't for me, but relatively speaking, it is. Because if you look at cameras that they sell for like $700 to $800, maybe even $1,000, and you look at the video that those cameras take, like, I'm serious, do a little bit of investigation before you buy your camera. But you know, look at those cameras, look at different reviews, or look at sample footage on YouTube, Vimeo, wherever you want to look at the sample footage. Look at that sample footage of those cameras, and then look at the sample footage of a camera like this, the A5100, and you're not going to see a huge difference. And that's actually something that I want to bring up. If you don't buy the A5100, it doesn't matter. I'm not sponsored by Sony or anything in that way, even though Sony, if you're out there, come on now. But yeah, if you buy anything from the $400 to $600 range, I think that is a definite sweet spot as far as bang for your buck, money versus quality. Because if you spend anything more, and this is totally cool if you have the money. I mean, if you have the money and there's features that you want from these other cameras, I'm sure that they're worth it. But just off the basis of video quality, if you look at these more expensive cameras and you see the video quality, there's not going to be that big of a gap between a camera in the $400 to $600 range and $1,000 range, you know what I mean? But there is going to be a huge gap between cameras that are $100 to $200 to $300 versus something like this, from $400 to $600. So I think this is the perfect place to be if you're buying a new camera. Now, although I really like this camera and I would really suggest this camera to anyone who is interested, it does have some cons. Now, I said earlier that it was a pro, that it's so small because it feels a little more convenient to go out and take it out. But the truth is, that's not always a pro. Like, if you're gonna be using it a lot, taking a lot of pictures, since it's not that big, it's kind of hard to grip. It's not gonna be, I mean, it's not hard to grip, it's just that it's not gonna be as comfortable as like a DSLR with a big grip. And because it is smaller, you're also gonna have smaller batteries. And the batteries on this camera don't really last that long. So if you're gonna get something like this, you definitely have to look into investing in a couple other batteries, maybe 2, 3, 4, I don't know, whatever the case is, whatever you're doing, whatever suits your needs, that's what you're gonna have to look at. So yeah, the camera is smaller, so it's a little more uncomfortable to hold, the battery doesn't last as long, and the number one thing that annoys me the most is that I think it has to do with the size of the camera, or I don't know what, but this camera seems to overheat kinda quickly. Like, it'll last me about 15 minutes of continuous shooting before it starts to overheat or give me the warning like, hey, your camera's getting too hot, you need to stop this. And that is super annoying. So you just have to keep that into consideration. Think about the content that you're gonna be making, because if you plan on doing long form content where you have to have the cameras rolling at all times, this camera is not the camera for you. I would suggest you look elsewhere. But I'm telling you, like, bang for your buck, I think this is a great option that you should definitely look into, because it seems to have all the basics down. Like, it's got good video quality, it's got the flip up screen, it's a relatively good price because it is an older model. So like I said, if you have a little bit more money to spend, $400 to $600 is a great place to be. Maybe this isn't the camera for you. Maybe you're gonna be doing long form content where you need to have the camera rolling for a long time. But yeah, everyone's situation is very unique, very different. But if you are looking for a camera, if you are looking into the A5100, I would suggest this camera. I think you get good value for the amount of dollars that you put behind it. And again, let me reiterate, if you want to be looking at the very cheap end, at the very affordable end, from $100 and under, I still suggest just use your cell phone if you have a smartphone. If you have a smartphone, it's no question, just use a smartphone. But I know on that last video that I made about a year ago, people were saying like, hey, what if you have a really crappy smartphone and you're recording like in 360p? First of all, yes, 360p is not a good idea, but maybe save up a little bit more, from $100 to $200 if that's all you can do, and look for something used. Like, it's out there. Like I said, that Canon PowerShot N that I got, I really like that camera, and I got that camera for a little bit over $100, so it definitely is possible. And that camera has its advantages over this camera, because even though this camera is really small, that one is even smaller. So whenever I did any vlogs, I would take that one. So, you know, everything depends on your needs, everything depends on your budget, but the A5100 is definitely not a bad place to start. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below, because I'm sure I missed a bunch of things, and if I did, maybe I'll make another video. But yeah, if you have questions, ask me in the comment section down below. Please, 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 I don't bite. At least not all the time. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one, okay? Peace.